On Global TV News Express, President Tinubu orders overhaul of security strategy. In business, Wale Edun says Nigeria is safe for investment. On the foreign scene, Kyiv hit by deadly Russian missile and drone attack. And in sport, Amusa Ofili lead Nigeria's charge to 2025 World Relays. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to the News Express on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Queen Agapa. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365, on StarTimes channel 276, and free to air on Nigecomsat. You can also download the Global TV Nigeria mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. President Bola Tinubu has directed the immediate and comprehensive overhaul of national security strategies, demanding urgent action to end the escalating violence in Borno, Benue, Plateau, and Kwara states. Kike Lomo-Okere has details.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who met with the security chiefs at the State House in Abuja for more than 2 hours, says the killings of innocent people in Borno, Benue, and Plateau states must cease. The president, who spoke through the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, condemned the senseless targeting of innocent Nigerians. He therefore ordered a new approach to tackling the security problems.
Some of the challenges are more or less bordering on community problems. Not entirely everything is that, but of course it plays a significant role. You need to work with the communities, you need to work with the local governments, you need to work with the governors, especially the governors. The President continue to direct that we should be doing that, and that's what we are able to. And we are very happy, very satisfied with the instructions and the directives given by Mr. President. He is so worried and concerned. He insisted that enough is enough, and we are working and to ensure that we restore peace and security.
The NSA says the attacker usually gets innocent citizens by planting improvised explosive device. He added that the president highlighted the need to involve the local councils and state government in tackling insecurity cases.
Mr. President is insisting and working so hard to ensure that we have peace, security, and stability in our country. We gave him what is going on, and we also assured him that work is ongoing and continuous.
The issue of insecurity often is not just at higher level, it involves subunits. The federal government reiterated its commitment in restoring peace and security in the country. Kike Lomo-Okere, Global Television News.
The Benue State Executive Council has approved the sum of 2.3 billion naira for the remodeling of the government secondary school in Ihu community for the immediate takeoff of the Benue State University of Agriculture, Science and Technology. Commissioner for Information, Culture and Tourism, Matthew Abor, disclosed this while briefing newsmen on the outcome of the council meeting. Felicity Ndere was there for Global TV.
It will be recalled that Benue State Executive Council had earlier ratified the proposal for the establishment of the Benue State University of Agriculture, Science and Technology (EU) with the mandate on the relevant stakeholders to liaise with the National Universities Commission and the State House of Assembly for procurement processes. Commissioner for Information, Culture and Tourism Matthew Abu said the sum of 2.3 billion will be used for remodeling of the government secondary school EU for immediate take-off of the institution.
We have approved the award of contracts to the tune of 2,356,551 naira only. So this is the amount of money that we are going to use to do remodel government secondary school and do preliminary things in that school so that the university will now take off.
He explained that the establishment of government-owned tertiary institution in the Benue Northeast will ensure a balance with other zones of the state. In Makudi, Felicity Ndere, Global TV News.
President Bola Tinubu has reassured the people of Benue State of his devotion in protecting the lives and properties of every citizen in upping the stake of security. The president, who spoke through the National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu, gave the stance when he paid a presidential visit to Governor Alia at the government house in Makurdi. Felicity Indere completes the story.
Benue has come under attacks in recent past events, leading to the killings of over 70 persons with the destruction of farmlands and the displacement of thousands. The condolence visit is to interface with relevant stakeholders on ways to combating the lingering insecurity in the state. The National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu says the federal government will continue to demonstrate its resolve in ensuring the safety of all citizens.
I can assure you that steps will be taken to address this problem. There are many things that we have had, private briefing, and of course from the traditional rulers, that will require reinvigorated effort to address the problems.
Governor Hyacinth Alia, who described the devastation these attacks caused on human lives and property, reiterated that his administration will continue to collaborate with security agencies and the federal government to ensure the return of peace to the state.
We're happy that the president is sent you to come see things for yourself. He has been very supportive, and it is my firm belief that this support will come.
Some traditional rulers in the 3 senatorial districts of the state, as well as the senator representing Benue Northeast, Emmanuel Udende, called on security agencies to redouble their efforts to end the pitiable situation that has crippled every facet of life, including their economy. In Makurdi, Felicity Indere, reporting for Global TV News.
The Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Brigadier General Buba Marwa, retired, has reiterated the agency's call for mandatory drug tests for core members, describing the initiative as a preventive, not punitive measure. Speaking during a courtesy visit by the Director General of the National Youth Service Corps, Brigadier General Olakunle Nafiu, the senior NYSC officials to the NDLEA headquarters in Abuja, Marwa emphasized the urgent need to curb drug abuse among Nigerian youth. NDLEA spokesperson Femi Babafemi confirmed the visit. The federal government says it has collected over 6 billion naira mining fees and registered 118 new private mineral buying centers in the first quarter of this year. Given the details at the second annual mining conference in Abuja, the Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dr. Dele Alake, says the revenues reflect the outcome of the ministry's efforts to raise awareness and attract investors. Godwin Sunday completes the story.
Of Solid Mineral Development, Dr. Dele Alake, revealed that the mining fees collected by Licensing Parastatal Mining Cadastral Office, MCO, came from 955 applications for title grants. 651 were for exploration, 270 for small-scale mining, 49 for quarrying, and 24 for reconnaissance permits. The minister approved 867 applications, including 512 exploration licenses, 295 small-scale mining leases, 60 quarry leases, and 5 mining leases. He added that the revenues are from paying various fees, including annual service fees, application processing fees, and revenue renewal fees.
In the first quarter, for instance, of this year, the MCO, that's the Mining Cadastral Office that processes applications and titles, received 955 applications for title grants, 651 were for exploration, 270 for small-scale mining, 49 for quarry leases, and 24 for reconnaissance permits. I personally approved over 867 applications, including 512 exploration licenses, 295 small-scale mining leases, 60 quarry leases, and 5 mining leases. In the first quarter of this year, the MCO generated about 7 billion from from payment of annual service fees, application processes fees, and renewal of titles.
Dr. Alake disclosed that the ministry has recorded a lot of progress in plans to set up the Nigerian Solid Mineral Corporations to make up its structure a veritable special purpose vehicle that will catapult Nigeria into the league of global mining players. Speaking on the theme, Building a Resilient Mining Sector, Dr. Alake said the corporation will be globally competitive and rooted in Nigerian expertise and capital. He scored the ministry high on revenue generation, citing how it surpassed the 2024 projected revenue of 11 billion by 27 billion to 38 billion.
And Mr. President has appointed the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Martin Bonite, who we had hunted all the way from Australia, is the finance and mining expert in Australia and in Nigeria. And we have them, dotting the landscape across the world, doing great things. So we had hunted him to come in here and drive this new venture, the Nigerian Mining Company. Now the company has a temporary office here in the Federal Capital, and the Ministry of Finance Incorporated, as Murphy, is working with us to manage the startup. This would actually be a truly global player in the industry because it has a strong Nigerian backbone in terms of human resources and financial foundation. Nigerians will get a share of the company through an investment offer. 25% of the equity will go to Nigerians of any new, and the government itself will also own 25%, while 50% will be owned by the private sector.
Highlighting the impact of international engagement, Alake revealed that the French government has committed to equip the laboratory of the Nigerian Geological Survey Agency, NGSA, and train young geologists abroad in modern mining technologies on the heels of the MOU signed by President Bola Tinubu and French President Emmanuel Macron. Godwin Sunday for Global Television News.
The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has issued a strong warning against misconduct within the Nigerian police force. He says a new era of discipline and accountability has begun, starting with the police mobile force. The IGP gave the warning in a strategic meeting with squadron commanders of the police force in Abuja. Ki Kelomo Okere has details.
It was a stern message from the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, as he addressed squadron commanders of the police mobile force in Abuja. The IGP says the police force is turning a new page built on discipline, professionalism, and recommitment to core values. He acknowledged the sacrifice of officers across the country, especially those battling insurgency and violent crimes.
Moving forward, indiscipline and misconduct within the NPF will no longer be tolerated. Today marks the beginning of a new era, one defined by accountability, discipline, and a recommitment to our founding values. Effective immediately, all PMF squadrons are directed to maintain at least one fully equipped, combat-ready unit on standby at all times. These units must be prepared to support their respective state commands in any situation requiring urgent tactical intervention.
He also warns that the original mission of the mobile force has been compromised, with too many officers now serving as VIP escorts and private guards. He ordered that all PMF squadrons are to maintain at least one combat-ready unit on standby and ensure quarterly training focused on ethics, professionalism, and operational excellence. Commanders have also been ordered to withdraw personnel from unauthorized deployment. The IGP says any failure to comply will carry serious consequences.
From this moment, PMF commanders will be held vicariously responsible for the conduct of their personnel. You are expected to lead proactively through regular lectures, inspections, and localized training programs that reinforce discipline, respect for human rights, and operational excellence. We must all rise to this challenge and take collective ownership of the task of restoring the lost prestige of the mobile force.
The IGP, however, says commanders, in the face of the rising security threat from insurgency, bandits, and separatists, the mobile force will continue joint operation with the military and play a stronger role in defending the national security. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
The founder of the Two-Baba Foundation and renowned recording artist Innocent Idibia, popularly known as Two-Face, has announced plans to support internally displaced persons and other vulnerable groups in communities across Benue State. Two-Baba revealed this during a courtesy visit to Governor Hyacinth Alia at the Government House in Makurdi. Here is Felicity Ndere's report.
Innocent Idibia, known popularly as Two-Face, is a goodwill ambassador to the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. In this role, he advocates for the rights of internally displaced persons, refugees, and other vulnerable groups, working in a collaboration with the government and international donors. The gesture being extended to the states by the Two-Baba Foundation is an expression of his second face, a hand of fellowship to the needy in society.
For me, it's sad. We're going to do everything that we can to support the people that have been affected, and also to keep hammering and keep clamoring for support from the federal government to all well-meaning Nigerians as well, to lend their voices and lend their resources to help to prevent such things from continuing.
Head of Communications of the Foundation, Raymond Ocheni, outlines areas of intervention.
He has established this foundation for a long time, even though the campaign then was vote not fight. He believed that good governance could bring everything we need to love ourselves. But this new face that he's turning 50 allows him to now do things like to visit vulnerable communities, support them with health, infrastructure or amenities, provide water, ensuring proper sanitation when necessary, visit schools, see how he can support public schools, see how he can even support with providing things like books, even school fees at some extent.
Governor Hyacinth Alia expressed appreciation for the initiative, noting that these vulnerable groups have endured trauma on multiple levels, and any efforts to improve their conditions will make a meaningful impact.
With the wave and the new face of this insecurity, you know, mercenaries just coming in the front lines and then killing at people, we also need to up our strategy and our protective gear for the people.
In a related development, Governor Alia also pronounced the appointment of Innocent Idibia as the technical advisor on entertainment and community outreach. At the Government House in Makurdi, Felicity Ndere reporting for Global TV News.
The acting director of the Army Public Relations, Lieutenant Colonel Onyechi Anele, has called on Nigerians to support the Nigerian Army in its unwavering mission to safeguard the nation's peace and security. She made the appeal during the handing and taking over ceremony where she officially took over from the outgoing spokesperson of the Nigerian Army, Major General Onyema Nwachukwu, in Abuja. Ogochukwu Mobile has details.
At the handing over ceremony, Lieutenant Colonel Onyechi Anele, who made history as the first female spokesperson of the Nigerian Army, pledged to lead with professionalism, transparency, and commitment. She commended her predecessor, Major General Onyema Nwachukwu, for his outstanding leadership, describing his tenure as transformative. Lieutenant Colonel Anele urged citizens to stand by the military as it continues to combat security challenges across the country. She also charged all staff of the Directorate to remain steadfast, focused, and committed to the enhancing and unit's relevance and capacity in the face of evolving security dynamics.
I assure you and the entire leadership of the Nigerian Army that I will justify this confidence by remaining absolutely loyal, committed, focused, and result-driven. I would like to pay glowing tribute as our soldiers and civilian staff of this great directorate. I thank you all for your enduring commitment. Your collective efforts have kept the directorate effective and respected. therefore, I count on your continued support and cooperation as we work together to further enhance the Directorate capacity and relevance.
Earlier in his valedictory speech, Major General Onyema Nwachukwu reflected on his nearly 4-year tenure, highlighting key achievements such as the retooling of the directorates with modern multimedia equipment, the creation of Strategic Communication Center, and the establishment of the Nigerian Army Info TV, a dedicated digital platform for Army communications. He expressed deep gratitude to his team for their dedication and thanked past and present chiefs of the Army staff, particularly the current Chief Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, for their trust and support.
It has indeed been a journey of transformation, of redefining Army public relations, not just as a support service, but as a strategic arm in contemporary warfare and national security management. To those who supported me in the directorate, both uniformed and civilians alike, I'm deeply grateful for your dedication and loyalty.
General Nwachukwu also thanked the media for their professionalism in reporting the activities of the Nigerian military and tasked them to continually uphold truth and fairness in their reportage. Ogochukwu Mobno reporting for Global Television News.
On the foreign scene, local officials say at least 9 people have been killed and more than 80 other children injured, including children, in an overnight Russian missile and drone attack on the 4 districts of Ukraine's capital, Kiev. Kiev Mayor Vitaly says falling drone wreckage triggered a number of fires, and there are fears that a number of people may be trapped under the rubble of a destroyed residential building. The mayor says blasts were also reported in the northern city of Kharkiv, which also came under attack, and at least 2 people were injured. In sports, Team Nigeria, I beg your pardon. The Nigerian Premier Football League has slammed El Kanemi Warriors with a 3.5 million naira fine following crowd trouble during their match day 34 clash against Ikorodu City in Maiduguri. The NPFL also ordered their stadium closed to fans for the rest of the season. This comes after El Kanemi Warriors supporters were found guilty of vandalizing the visiting team's vehicle and throwing objects onto the pitch during the match, describing these actions as grave breaches of its code of conduct. Team Nigeria has confirmed participation in 4 events at the 2025 World Athletics Relay scheduled to take place in Guangzhou, China from May 10th to 11th. The Athletics Federation of Nigeria announced on Instagram that the country's contingent will compete in the men's 4x100 meters, women's 4x100 meters, 4x100 meters mixed relay, and the newly introduced 4x100 meters mixed relay, making up for 4 of the 6 events on the program. And as Global TV News Express comes to an end, here's a recap of our top stories. President Bola Tinubu has directed an immediate and comprehensive overhaul of national security strategies, demanding urgent action to end the escalating violence in Borno, Benue, Plateau, and Kwara states. In business, the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Adun, has assured investors that Nigeria is safe for investment. On the foreign scene, local officials say at least 9 people have been killed and more than 80 others injured, including children, in an overnight Russian missile and drone attack. And in sports, we told you Nigeria has confirmed participation in 4 events at the 2025 World Athletics Relay scheduled to take place in Guangzhou, China. And that's it on News Express. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365, on Star Times channel 276, and free to air on Nightconsult. You can also download the Global TV Nigeria mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. I'm Queen Agaba. Thank you for watching and see you again.